Hello, everybody. Happy Hump Day. It's Wednesday. We got a week and a half left. If we can finish up strong, you guys make sure you're looking in skyward and seeing what you're missing. Make up your homework, make up your quizzes, get all that stuff done. Like I said, we only got a week and a half left, so let's finish strong and make sure our grades are where they want to be and we have all our work complete. Monday and Tuesday of this week, Mr. Klug showed you how to rewrite some equations to make them easier to solve. That was Monday, if you look on the iPad here. Monday and Tuesday we did rewriting. Today we're going to do some undoing, another method for solving equations to make them easier, more efficient. Friday we're going to take a quiz, and then again next week we'll start with looking inside, the third method for solving equations to make them a little bit easier before we solve them, I should say. So that being said, when we are trying to put equations together, we follow our order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Some people call that PEMDAS. Not a fan of that, but that's beside the point. Again, we're just going to hang on to that for a second, put it down there. Order of operations, keep that in mind. Most often when you see an equation like 4 times x plus 3 equals 20, and again, we're trying to solve it, most of us would think to use our distributive property and multiply that out. So we'd get 4x plus 12 equals 20. And then we would continue to solve it that way. You could keep going, solve that equation. Or another option, and again, it's strictly an option, you can do it if you wish, it's just another way to look at the problem to solve it. We can undo. Now remember, we're doing the undoing up here. The undoing is you're going to follow the order of operations completely backwards. You're going to undo the order of operations. So you're going to start with undoing addition and subtraction if there is some, undoing multiplication, division, so on and so forth. Now, that being said, you got to be a little bit careful because in a problem like this, you're going to undo this multiplication of 4 because it's on the outside of the parentheses. Again, we'd always start with, if we were putting it together, we'd start inside the parentheses, multiply, so on and so forth. But we're going to undo, so we're technically going to divide this whole thing by 4. We're undoing, again, that multiplication that's occurring right here. We're undoing it. So then if we take the 4 divided by the 4, that leaves you with a big fat 1. Back in the day when we were back in the building, I always called that the big fat 1. You divide those two out. That would leave you with x plus 3. And again, on the right-hand side, 20 divided by 4 leaves us with 5. Then we solve it just like normal, and we get x equals 2. And again, you can always check that answer. If we go back up here, 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 times 4 gives us our 20, so it works. We're literally undoing the order of operation. Again, we could have, there's absolutely no problem if we go back this way to solving it this way and subtract the 12. That's why they could do that in red. We could have subtracted the 12. That would have given us the 4x equals 8. Divide by 4. And that leaves us with x equals 2. The only difference, this is the undoing method. We're undoing it. It's strictly a matter of choice. You can do it either way. But some of you will really, really learn to like this method. Some of you like to undo things. Again, you get the same answer either way. The directions are the same to solve either way. So it can be done one or the other way. One or the other way, it doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to get rid of this for a second. Okay, so let's take a look at another one. If I give you the equation x plus 4, oops, that wasn't very neat. X plus 4 quantity squared equals 49. Again, to solve, directions are to solve. We want to get the x that makes that true. Again, many of us would have multiplied this out using our rectangle, and you could have worked it out that way. Or some of you may choose x plus 4 quantity squared equals 49. If we can undo what's on the outside first. Up here, the very outermost operation, if you look at the top problem we just did, the very outermost operation was multiplying by 4. And then we undid the addition. In this case, we're going to undo the square. the power of 2. To undo a power of 2, we're going to take the square root of both sides. What's the square root of something squared? You're undoing what you just did. Oops, wrong color. That's going to take us right back to, you start with x plus 4, you square it, you unsquare root it, it takes you right back to where you came from. Now, we have to make sure we're aware. Hint, hint, hint. Make sure you think about this. When you ask yourself, what's the square root of 49? Most of you would say 7, and you're very correct. But don't forget, there's also the negative 7. 7 times 7 is 49, but also negative 7 times negative 7 times negative 7 is 49. So in this case, we're going to get 2 choices. Oop, I should do that in a different color again. So we have 2 different ones. Help me. I'm kind of doing 2 things at once here. X equals 3 or x equals negative 11. So we have 2 answers for this one, which is possible. Again, if you put them in there, if we put 3 back in here, 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 squared is 49. Put a negative 11 in there. Negative 11 plus 4 is negative 7. Negative 7 squared again gives you 49. So many of you would choose this over multiplying this whole thing out. Again, most of you probably will. So I'm going to actually do something like, what do I want to do? Green. I'm going to make it very faint. Most of you are probably going to choose to not do it that way. But you can solve it that way. These are just 2 examples of undoing. Again, to undo, you're going to undo the order of operation. You start on the most outermost operation, and then you work your way in. And again, we're just solving equations. We're looking for the x values that make it work. Give you a couple problems for you to do tomorrow, and then we'll give you some more for due Thursday, and then a quiz on Friday, and off to the week again with 1 week left. Finish up strong, folks. Don't forget to make up your makeup work. See you later.